So we're now going to assign channels to a VCA, which is extremely easy. Push and hold the selected VCA button and then just select which channels you want to be members of that VCA. If there are channels not on the surface, we can navigate through the channels, scroll through them while we're holding the VCA button down. So now we've got a VCA group which contains inputs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 22 and 23. If I now go to the VCA naming page, I can type a name for that VCA into the field. I can choose a color for that VCA, and if I click on the little paint pot icon next to the control knob, all of the members of that VCA group will then adopt the color of that VCA. It is then possible to go to the input page and edit some of those. So you don't have to have inputs of the same color as the VCA. In fact, it's quite an idea to throw some contrasting colors in if you have a block of the same color, just to act as signposts while you're operating the console. To assign to a pop group, it's exactly the same process. Push and hold the population group button in and then just choose which channels you want to become members of that population group. Again, they don't have to be sequential numbers. You can have any collection of inputs as a membership to any one or any number of VCA and population groups. If we select our channel 22 and navigate to the bottom, we can see we have indicators here to show its group membership. So we can see that input 22 is a member of VCA group 1 and population group 1. To deassign an input channel from a VCA or a population group, merely push and hold the desired group. All of the members of that group will appear in reverse contrast on the select buttons. If I want to remove the hi-hat from this VCA group, I merely hit the select button. The hi-hat then disappears from that group. To add it again, just reselect it. So it's very easy to toggle channels in and out of VCA and population groups. If you want a global overview of the group membership of the console, there is a software view of the groups, which is in the drop-down menu, control groups, VCA groups. If then we click on any of the VCA or population groups, the screen will then show us all of the members of that group, and we can also remove and add different members of inputs, aux returns and outputs to VCA and population groups. I'm now going to select another snapshot which I prepared earlier. So we're just going to look at some of the more advanced functions using VCAs and MCAs. Here we are. This is the last snapshot I've created so far. I'm now going to put the console into flip mode, which means that any of the outputs which I select, the faders will flip to become the contributions to the selected output. I'm now going to put the console into MCA mode, which is Master Control Association. Now, if I select any of the outputs, for example, my drummer's monitor mix, I'm presented with all of the input channels which are being sent to the drummer's monitor, and the MCAs now control the contributions of their members only to the selected output. So if my drummer wants more of the horn section, I can turn the horns up or down in the drum monitor without affecting the level of the horns in any of the other mixes, including the house mix. If I want to apply more reverb to my tom-toms, I select my tom reverb Now by turning up the tom VCA, I'm only increasing the contribution of the tom-toms to the selected effects end, not to any of the other mixes. So MCAs is a way of making a very compact console work very efficiently on a very large mixer.